Sup guys, so I'm still joined by the same friend that was in the last one, and we're still talking about cats. See, my intros are just whatever the hell's going on.
Hey, nothing fancy. Doesn't need to be.
No, it really doesn't. I mean, what? Jacksepticeye does it where he's like, top of the morning to you. And then, so have you ever actually watched Jacksepticeye's videos?
I'm going to admit this on a stream, well, on a recording. No, I have never watched Jacksepticeye.
I'm sure there's a bunch of people that haven't watched him.
I know who Jacksepticeye is. I have heard of the man. I have seen him make appearances in movies.
Yup, because he's in Fall Guy.
But I have not actually watched any of his content.
So, when he opens up his video, he goes top of the morning to you guys, and there's a whack, and it sounds something like this. What that is he's using that to synchronize his audio with his video, and it synchronized something else with it too. And the sound is actually him hitting something. I forget what he's actually hitting, but that's what the sound is. He's actually hitting something to get that sound.
In the movies, they use a clapperboard.
I don't know if that's what he's using or not. There's a video where he explains it.
Clapperboard, they actually have like a whiteboard.
Yep.
And they'll put on the whiteboard what scene it is, what scene number, what take number.
Oh, it's the clicker.
Clapperboard, so that when the editor goes to cut things together, they don't have to go through a whole bunch of stuff to figure out what scene they're looking at, because it's right there on the opening scene of the shot.
Yeah,
and you were talking about it helps synchronize video and audio.
It's a blackboard thing with a ruler looking thing that claps.
Bingo. Especially when your audio source is not recorded with your video source.
Why did I just get... Oh.
You're recording audio at the same time as you're recording your video, so your video is going to synchronize with what we're doing on screen.
Yep, and it's going to do it automatic. I'm not recording I'm not recording separately.
On one stream right now, there's no synchronization needed. One of the last videos that I did on my channel was a drone shot of a freight train going by. Drones don't record audio.
Yep.
The fact that they don't record audio, if they did record audio, all you would hear is the hum of a drone.
Yep.
And so I had a second camera that was set up solely to record audio as that train went by, so that when I went into the video edit, I could synchronize the audio from one camera with the video from the other.
That makes sense.
Now, in that particular case, there really wasn't a lot of synchronization that had to happen, because it basically just had to look close, like the horn's blowing about the time the engine gets to the crossing, so that it looks right.
Yeah, it's not like you've got locomotives like down I think it's Norfolk Southern's territory, where they've got the ditch lights that flash.
It's not like in a movie where you can see people's lips move. If the audio of their lips moving doesn't line up with their lips moving, it's weird.
Well, not only that, one of the cooks...
Ever watch a foreign film that's been dubbed over in English?
I might watch anime.
It's just weird.
I may or may not watch anime, but yeah.
It's weirder with film than it is with animation.
And I mean...
You're watching a mouth move, and you want to see the audio you hear come out of it synchronized with it. But it's in animation. You can't lip read, really, in animation. Like,
No, but if
would.
you're watching, let's say you're watching, I don't think Sword Art Online does it, but say you're watching Sword Art Online, and it's just an anime that popped into my head because it's like my top one that I recommend to everybody. But so, say you're watching Sword Art Online, and you're watching a mouth move, but the dub is done. Yeah, because they've already read it all. But in Japanese, there's more meaning to the words. Like, I know if you watch Naruto, there's more meaning, and it explains it a smidge more, but then they cut off that wording. So they made it less words when it went to English. And it doesn't quite hold the same meaning. It holds the same, but not the same. If that makes sense.
You know what I learned the other day that I did not think about this? So nice now that I know it.
What?
Oh, I'm doing some switching over here. I'm still up in Kirkland.
Okay.
I'm
In an S commuter? What is in an S commuter? Oh, somebody's connected. Oh, nope, they went, nope, there's mods, I'm out of here. I didn't even get a chance to say hi.
They may not have even known there were mods. You didn't even get a chance to talk to them at all.
I know.
So you know if somebody appears like that, I'm pretty sure you can type something in here.
Yeah, you can, because I can go like this and you should be able to read it.
Yep. Exactly.
And you should be able to message back, but I didn't even have the time. He popped in at 8 and dipped out at 8. Like, I had a good maybe 10 seconds that I could have said something, I think.
There you go, I answered you back. Do you feel better now? Okay, so as I was saying before we got
No, I
really
still feel like somebody that didn't even know they were interrupting.
When we're switching,
Yes.
right, you're pulling in and out. You've got like 5 cars all hooked up to your train.
Yep.
And you don't have any air just hooked up yet.
Yep.
Hook onto that 6th car, and it's got brake on it.
Okay.
Did you know that you can bleed the brake on that one car and not have to hook up all those air hoses?
What do you mean by bleed the air? Like empty it?
Like you can dump the car to get the brakes to release.
Oh. No,
And
I did not know that.
And so, you know, when I get into a situation like that where that last car had a bunch of brake pressure in it,
Yep.
I'd have to go through and pump all the air hoses to be able to move.
Yep.
Now I know how to bleed the brakes on that last car, so that now I can move without having to hook up all those air hoses.
See, and I didn't know that was an actual thing. So
Now,
I told you I was. Go on.
If you right click on any car, you get the inspect, select, handbrake menu. The 4th one that shows up is bleed.
Not on a tender, it doesn't. That's a car down there. Yeah, it's in the bottom right quadrant, and it says bleed.
That will release the air that's holding the brake on.
Huh.
Well, I'm not 100% that works in the real world, because I was always under the impression when you lose air pressure that the brakes come on, so I don't know how.
Okay. So.
Do that in the real world, but.
I do know a story. Whether or not it's 100% accurate, I cannot speak to. But I can tell you the story that I read for why the brakes are set up the way they are. Would you like to hear it?
Well, they're set up that way so that when the train separates, they engage.
So
It's a fail-safe. It's the
yes.
same reason that a dark signal is treated as a red signal. It's the same reason that if a searchlight signal that uses an electric signal, uses an electric pulse, pull the signal to red or yellow. If neither of those work, that searchlight will always show red. It's a fail-safe.
Yeah. Well, so the story that I know of for why the brakes are set up that way is the inventor of the air brake, or this specific air brake, he was on a locomotive, and so the air brakes, the compressor pushed air into the cylinder to close it and clamp the brake down, similar to a brake caliper. And he was in the locomotive, and a kid jumped on the track, and he hit the air brake, and he realized, I mean, the locomotive stopped and everything, came to a complete stop. Kid was all right, whole 9 yards. Everything turned out good. But the engine, or the guy making the air brake, he sat there and went, what if that compressor had failed? That locomotive would not have stopped in time. It wouldn't have been able to.
Let me pause you right now.
Yep.
You said, what if that air compressor failed? And what did I say? It's a fail-safe.
Hear me out, though. This was when the brakes... But this was the first iteration. No, because the compressor went through to apply the brake. So when you hit the brake, it would have gone through like a... It's like your car. If your car doesn't have brake fluid, you can't stop. There's no pressure on the brake caliper. This was the first iteration of this. So he went back and redesigned it again to make it proper.
Can I mute you for a minute?
No, you cannot.
When he realized if the air compressor didn't work, if the air compressor failed, the brakes wouldn't work. When he realized that, he switched so the system would work, so that if the system failed, it would fail to a safe form rather than an unsafe form.
Correct.
The safe form to apply the brakes
was to have the spring keep the brake off.
If the air compressor failed, he realized that it was not a fail-safe condition, it was a fail-unsafe condition.
Correct.
And so he wanted to change it so that it was a fail-safe decision. It's like any kind of sensor that does anything for safety. Anything. If the sensor fails, it should always show as sensor is sending out a signal that says it's not safe.
Correct.
So like guards on a machine, if that sensor fails, it should always show that that guard is open until you fix that switch. Because that way when that switch fails, it's always going to be in a safe mode. You're not going to get yourself into a situation where you get hurt because you thought that the sensor was working the way it was supposed to.
Correct.
Now that I'm done talking, I need to move the train. I have to get the train moving. What are you doing? Right, let's go. I probably need to set some turnouts.
I'm waiting on, I wish these water spouts moved a little quicker. I wonder if the water spouts aren't prototypical, though.
I have no idea. That one. So where's our train traffic at right now?
I'm about to send a train. 1901 is going to be coming back towards you here soon.
I should probably hold it, Ellen.
How far out are you? You might be able to move up to Governor. I think it's...
Governor's on.
Yes. Well, where are you? You're not at Ella yet.
I'm just at the coal mine. I'm just starting to leave the coal
Yeah, plan on holding at Ella.
I will currently hold at Ella. When I get to Ella, I'll let you know.
Okay. Sounds like a plan.
So I have 3 coal cars for cooling towers wherever they need to go, and I have 3 cars that I sorted out that need to go to the Silva interchange.
Are you gonna go towards Dills to Bryson and then
Once I get to Bryson, we'll switch Bryson because I noticed there are a few cars there that need to get ready to go to Silva.
Yep, and then you're gonna have the cars that are gonna go up to ALCo.
So there are cars to go to ALCo there?
Not ALCo, I'm sorry. You should have the Robinson Gap.
I didn't see anything at where are they at? I didn't see them.
Are they not at Silva? Oh, they're at Silva. They're at Silva, my bad.
I'm in Kirkland, buddy.
Well, I've got more on my mind now that I got somebody that's playing the same game as me now. So half the things that were on the brain went and said, fuck this. It's kind of like how work went last night.
I got this train running. I gotta go AFK.
Okay. Okay, so now to go. I delivered those cars here. Oh shit. Oh wait, these are all the same cars. 2 still decent? Yeah, 2 is still decent. Did he bounce, or is he still in game? He's still in game. Okay, now to get these cars going. Okay. I'm assuming bathroom break?
And go check on family.
Ah, your dad's still over there?
My folks are gone, but my younger son and his wife are still here, and my wife is here.
Ah.
So I just go check on them. Yeah, my folks left before I got on the computer.
Fair enough.
There it is.
I want to go and I would like to customize this.
You doing with 127?
What was that?
I said, are you doing something with 127?
Something like that. I think I'm missing a mod somewhere for doing colors.
Gotcha. That stuff running.
Ooh. I would like more of a brown though. There we go.
Bringing that whole string of cars with you?
Coming out of Silva.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna bring that whole thing. So I think 127 is gonna go back. It's gonna have to go back. Need that passenger train, and that's gonna need to be done there. I'm kicking passengers from Silva back into the depot.
Okay.
Because I'm not heading down to Silva.
Oh, you're kicking people from
127. Because 127 is going to come down. I'm going to see if I can use 127 to shunt down here. At Whittier. Because I'm going to have, I don't know how many train cars.
Alright. I am holding at the west end of
You should be seeing 1901 is, if you look at the map, it's on its way. It's not quite. Yep. Milepost 62. Assuming that those mileposts are relatively accurate.
Close enough to Governor's Island that I'm just going to hold here until I get. I don't want to hold passenger.
Oh, that is not where it should be. Loco number 1 should have pushed these log cars back a little more than it did. So now I should probably look and see how the sawmill is doing on logs, and it's doing decent. It's not great. I don't have as many there as I would like.
There's a bobber.
Huh?
A bobber caboose on the end of the log.
Yeah, I had to get something that looked a little bit more prototypical.
You have more log cars up at the.
No, I haven't bought any more. This is what you see is what you got.
I think you started with 8 cars.
If I remember right, somebody might have sold some off because they had a mod for better cars. Maybe not. Maybe this is the one that I restarted and I didn't have any of the mod log cars.
Don't have any of them right now, so.
No, I did at one point in time. I had there were some gondolas that a guy could use that were really nice.
You told me about them. I
They
never had them, so.
they were nice. 70-ton gondolas, 12 logs to a car. Took up the space of 2 log cars. They were nice. But was that your nice way of telling me that I should probably buy more log cars?
Probably not yet. Because you have lots of debt to pay off.
Yeah, but a log car is only like $200.
Still, you have lots of debt to pay.
Meh, tomato,
What year are
tomato.
you?
On the sawmill, sawmill's tier 3. It'll be tier 4 at the next day mark because I just upped it. I want to say I upped something else. Did I up Kirkland Mine? No, I did not because I can't yet. I upped something else. Was it Appalachian Hardwoods that I upped? Yes. Appalachian Hardwoods is on tier 4 now. Loco number 1 can stay there unless I wanted to bring it in before the J70 gets here. Also, the J70's number is not going to change.
Oh, it's kind of funny.
What, that is 127? What was that? You broke up.
Telegraph poles all have numbers on them.
Yeah, I noticed that. If you take all the mods out, did the telephone poles do that or no?
I don't know. I hadn't paid attention to that one.
Neither did I.
Nice. I gotta say, I really like these mod sets. Other than the fact that it's kind of a pain out of the different mod sets.
That's fair.
If I go into the mod sets and I don't have Foxy's Kirkland Coal Patch clicked,
Yep.
I can go pay the mod set with mine. I don't have to take the mods in and out of the directory. I just go to my mod set as opposed to your mod.
Sure. Clear as mud.
I can try to clear some for you if I'm not sure.
Man, it's fine. It's whatever. Let's see here. How far out is 127 from where I am?
Asher. 1900 is coming into Ella.
1901 is going through Ella.
Okay, 1901, whichever. I can't keep them.
It's okay. Their numbers are supposed to be swapped.
They're the left end of Ella, so I'm on the way towards Bryson.
Huh. 127 would have been moving if somebody had told it to move at a certain speed. But no, they kept it at 0. Idiots.
I'm gonna lie, I think I've done that once or twice.
Oh, I've done it more than once. I did it in the last video, I think. You know what we're gonna have to play when I get my, when I get the other computer, or the next time that I can access the other computer? We gotta get you on War Thunder. I think you would laugh your ass off at the way that I play.
You have to remember, sir, that my time is very limited.
We can play at 2 a.m. I don't care.
2 a.m. I'm getting ready for bed, buddy.
We can play at 2 o'clock in the afternoon for a half hour. What the hell train is coming through? Oh, that's the 127.
It kind of sucks that I have to do other things besides just work.
Yeah. I get that.
Is that bobber caboose the only caboose you have?
What about me screams prototypical? Yes, it is. I'm running a J70 on my track along with Santa Fe locomotives. And I'm... How much is that other one? Yeah, and a Camelback is prototypical. The Pennsylvania had camelbacks. I don't know who else did.
I believe the Pennsylvania has some Santa Fe's too.
Huh.
Oh.
And I'm looking at getting a G66.
If my memory serves me right, yeah, that would be a whole other story. If my memory serves me right, Pennsylvania had some Santa Fe logos.
Okay.
We're still decorating Santa Fe.
Huh.
Santa Fe was one of those early railroads to adopt diesels.
Yep.
And they were one of the only railroads that was allowed to dieselize during World War II.
Yep.
And Pennsylvania was not because of where their territory was.
Yep, because Santa Fe went through the
These people they weren't using, so they leased and or sold them.
I just realized that the 127 is in my way. No, not, yeah, the 127. So, do you want to know why the J70 is labeled the 127? GER 127 to be exact?
Why is that?
Because I did have to look it up to make sure that it was prototypical. So, I grew up watching Thomas the Tank Engine and Friends, the original. Toby, which is a J70 Tram engine under the BR reclassification. No, it was LNER. Under LNER reclassifications, the C something or other turned into a J70. And Toby's basis is a J70 steam tram. Toby's real life number, when you trace back all of everything that he had, because the Unlucky Tug did a video tracing back all of the features that Toby would have had, was the GER 127. So that's why the J70 is the GER 127. And that brake is on, and it needs to come off. And actually, that G66 looks like Arthur, which is a, fuck. Red. Which locos were red?
Games.
Huh?
Games.
Yeah, I see that you're playing. Are you trying to play games on Discord now? Oh, I don't know why that those were popping up.
The engine.
Oh. The one that looked like a G66, that's out of, yeah. I don't know if that one actually had, if the real life 127 actually had a name. But, it'll come to me later what railroad. See, when you start looking, and it's not in your era, but when you look at Steam, back, US is a lot different than the UK. But when you're looking at Steam from like the 1940s for the US, all you see is black steam locomotives. You still see some of the bright colored steam engines in the 1940s in the UK. They didn't go all straight to black. That's part of the reason I like the UK. I mean, shit, that J70 was still in operations in the 1940s.
I might point out that the Blue Goose was still blue in the 1950s.
But I mean, how many steam engines, honestly, were... Yeah, exactly. There wasn't that many that were colored. You know? They were all black. I mean, when you start looking at steam engines, black...
My point was not all black. A very large portion are.
Yes. And I mean, when you start looking at some of the locomotives that the British had, you do get that black.
Right.
Huh?
Well, flip that on me.
I didn't flip a switch on you.
Train did not go where I wanted it to go.
I didn't do that. I only do that on your games.
Oh, thanks.
Anytime, buddy.
I guess we'll go through some crossovers now.
It took me a second to figure out what you meant when you said crossovers, and I should have known better. It should not have taken me a second to realize what crossovers were.
You're absolutely right. It definitely should not have taken you.
Well, we were talking about British, and the British have different names for different things. Like, you're going to refer to this as switching. I refer to it as shunting. It's just that difference in the lingo that I was taught. I mean, I was, like I said, I was brought up on Thomas the Tank Engine and Friends. So, God, what would you call a shunter's pole? Is a shunter's pole still a shunter's pole in the US? For the US's uses, it would have been used for the Lincoln pins to make sure that you didn't pinch your fingers. I know that the UK still does use shunter poles because they use them for, at least I think they still use them, but they still use the, they're not chains. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Actually, I'm not 100% sure what you're talking about. But...
So when you go over to the UK, the UK uses, they use a hook coupler system still. Like an actual hook. I completely forgot that I needed to bring two up to here. No, that's the wrong spot. They use screw link couplings. That's what they're called, is screw link couplings. So they they compress the buffers, they grab the chain-like thing, they put it down on the hook, the loop on the hook, and then they twist the bar around to tighten it down. It's the same thing in Derail Valley. Derail Valley uses screw link couplers. It would make sense if you look it up. I know that I'm doing a piss poor job describing it. Huh?
I'm doing enough stuff trying to keep up with everything here.
Yeah, I know. My railroad's kind of a cluster.
The bit of lag that I'm experiencing with engines dumping around and stuff like that makes it hard to line up the water spout.
That's kind of funny. It's not funny, but it is kind of funny.
I'm working on filling number 5. The 5 filling and 10 going into the yard with the cars.
Yeah, 5 and 10 needed to be filled up. I didn't fill them up entirely when I was recording the last episode. That was one of the first things I did, and I filled them up just enough to make sure that I knew that I could get to Ella. I wanted to make sure I absolutely had enough in them to get to the Kirkland Mine. Okay,
that was your 10-gallon. Your 100-car train?
119 when all was said and done. What is 127 connected to? 127 shouldn't be connected to anything. Oh, yes, it is. Okay, that's... Yup. I was stupid and forgot. But that's fine. That means I don't have to do a cross like I thought I was going to have to. Control 0. I'm in the cab. I do not want to be in this cab. I do, but I don't.
What is that?
127 J70.
Oh.
I mean, it does have a cab.
What is that like?
Well, I jumped into the cab to just jump into the cab so that I was active loco so that I could uncouple it from the cars that it was connected to.
Yeah.
I'm setting up a train that's going to go to Silva. At least some cars that are going to be going to Silva Interchange. While I'm waiting for Loco number 2 and 1316 to get here. Because once they get up to by the Whittier Interchange, or up by the sawmill now, I've got some sawmill cars that need to be uncoupled. And then I'm going to have some cars that are going to show up at Dillsboro. Where are our passenger trains? Are they in Bryson? Oh, that might be a small problem.
They're both moving.
Yeah, I found 1901.
Yeah? Coming up on you?
Yeah, so now I gotta figure out where I want Loco number 2 in 1316 to stop. And I think I'm gonna settle on Kawi. Maybe Baker's. Depends on how quick they get going.
They still gotta stop in Philmont.
Yeah, 1901 will. 2 won't have to. So I think 2 is going to stop at Kawi. Kawi. Yeah, that's what you were doing, was Kawi. Is Kawi big enough for 26, 24 cars? Probably not.
Yes, I can find out here for you.
Well, I think I'm going to stop 2 and 1316 outside of Silva without knowing for sure.
Bakers will hold 47, Kawi will hold 32. There you go. Thomas Valley can hold 50.
Okay, so if I go to Kawi on the outskirts of Kawi, I'll be fine.
Probably, yeah, you'd be fine on, well, you don't have the Delsboro part.
No, I do not.
Or tracks, too, if you had those.
I might be able to make it to Baker's.
Alright. You gotta go pay attention to the other end.
If you get a second, can I get a second opinion on that within like the next 2-3 minutes?
That was 2.
Will number 2 and 1316 be able to make it to Baker's before 1901 gets there?
It depends on how long your station stop is.
2 minutes, I believe. Time, features, minimum station stop is 2 minutes.
Theoretically, yes, you should be able to make it.
Yeah, because Kawi and Baker's...
You have 4 miles to go. You have 4 miles to go to get to Baker from that direction. Your other engine's got 3 miles to go, 3.5 miles to go to make it to Baker's. It has to stop at Wilmot.
Yeah.
So, if they're traveling roughly the same speed, it should get to Baker's about the same time. Just remember to throw the siding turnout for your freight train.
Okay. This is where I need that engine to go. And it should be right about here. Won't furlough the switch. There's no reason I can't go back a little bit more. Nope, I'm not gonna make it to Baker's. And I'm not gonna risk it. It would be nice if this was a double-tracked main, or like you could set it up to potentially, say there was a milestone so that you could set it up to be double-tracked main. You know what I'm saying?
But if you're going to do that, it'd be nice for it to be able to work on this. You know, you're not used to.
Oh, you're talking CTC. Yeah, for somebody like you that's playing with CTC, it'd be nice to have like an upline and a downline controlled by CTC.
Here too, if you had CTC right now, you could use the CTC, tell one train to hold at the signal while the other train's going the other direction.
Yeah. But CTC is a headache.
Depends on how you look at it.
Yeah, I suppose.
It also depends on how many people you have running your railroad.
Yeah, and with it just being me, I don't want to be jumping back and forth into the CTC panel.
That's actually really easy.
I'd rather just set and go.
Because you can go sit at the CTC panel, which I am doing right now, even though there's nothing. I'll just and go right back. So hit this panel.
Yep.
Board B will take you right to the CTC panel.
Yep.
And it doesn't take your character there. It takes your viewpoint there.
Yep. I think you've shown me that before.
If you hit 1, you'll go back to where your character is.
Yep.
If you hit 2,
Sweet.
you'll go back to where your outside viewpoint was the last time you were on the outside viewpoint. If you use the arrow key or the WASD while you're in the CT panel,
6 cars.
then your character will appear in the room. And then your character's in the seat.
So, I think I'm gonna do a thing. Hey, you don't have a class F? No, that's an in-game log car. Well, it's not a log car; it's a pulpwood car. That's an in-game car, and that's an in-game car, I think.
What that simply means is it's part of the vanilla game, unmodded.
Yes.
Technically, everything that's modded into the game is in-game.
Yes. Would I have been able to make it to Baker's? Oh, I could have definitely probably made it to Baker's.
Definitely, probably, maybe. Kind of, maybe.
Depends on if 1901 is moving right now. Yeah, I could have made it to Baker's. But I decided it wasn't worth taking the risk and having to back down and losing time.
Hi, Chris.
Hello!
Hi. Yeah, I'm about to leave my dad's place, but I thought that I would find my dad. Also, since I will have to inform you, I'm going to be watching Chainsaw Man.
Did you say I better be watching Chainsaw Man?
Yeah, hopefully.
Is there a dub of it on Hulu yet?
I don't know. I can let you know. I can check and let you know.
I'm opening Hulu now. Because I don't think there's a dub of it. I mean, maybe you can look in a different spot and see, but... Oh, there is a dub.
Yeah, cool.
There's only one season of it, and it's 12 episodes.
Yes.
Okay, so it's like Hellsing or Overlord.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's something with me having tomorrow off work, like I can clean up the apartment a bit and then just sit down and watch it.
Probably, yeah.
Okay, yeah, you might be able to twist my arm into it.
Sounds good.
By the way, your voice will have been on my YouTube channel in about 2 days.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, wait, hold on. Should I watch Hellsing or Hellsing Ultimate first? Or
Fuck.
does it not matter?
I don't think it really matters. Because, like, halfway through, I think it's Hellsing halfway through, it doesn't end the same way. I think we talked about this because it wasn't finished. Whereas Hellsing Ultimate is the actual full story.
Gotcha. So does it start out, like, roughly the same then?
Oh yeah, it's the exact same start out.
Okay. Gotcha.
Just the storyline is a little bit different.
I totally understand where you're coming from. Same thing as Full Metal Alchemist, I assume.
I've not really watched Full Metal Alchemist. I started Brotherhood.
It's good. I recommend you finish Brotherhood.
I might just have to.
It's really good. Like, really, really good.
See, and the little bit of Full Metal Alchemist that I used to watch on Toonami, I didn't have any problems with. Like, I liked it. But I didn't end up watching a whole bunch of it. You know what I mean?
That was before the era
of streaming and everything, yeah. I mean, shit, this is when I was like 16 to 17, I think. Maybe a little bit sooner. Maybe 15 to 17, somewhere in that range.
Anyway, I'm gonna head home. See ya, Chris.
See ya.
Hi, Dad. Hi.
I think...
We have another disembodied voice.
Yes. This one's actually a true disembodied voice. His name wasn't mentioned at all.
And it's not on the screen anywhere.
No, it is not.
Let's see.
That's weird. It chuffed like it was wheel slipping, but there was no wheel slippage. And you know what's funny? I thought I password protected this before I started playing this.
Happened.
Well, I put in a password and everything. But it just didn't take, I guess.
The last time that I played...
Oh, probably
it might be something that's saved into your file. Remember the other night when we were playing I modded Sandbox?
Yep.
We had a couple of people that jumped in on us
Yup.
And then, what was it, 3-4 nights later, 5 nights later, whatever it was, we were playing the full game unmodded. We were back to a locked server. So it might be specific game save. And
I see what you're saying.
I don't know enough about it, so.
Hey, so I gotta tell you something. Have you ever used Sculpt-A-Mold?
I have.
Okay, so on the channel, there's a video of me. I started working on my brother's project again that I started for him, and I left it in the wayside. And I started working on it again. And so I'm like, okay, I got this Sculpt-A-Mold. I don't really know what it is, and I said that in the video. And I thought it was like a plaster of Paris. And so I've got a little plastic cup thing that I'm going to use, right, to get it out. I didn't realize that it was closer to like insulation in an old house before you add water to it.
Basically a bunch of paper mache.
Yeah.
Plaster, but and mix it fairly soup and do some casting with it. I'm
Yeah.
not sure how well it actually casts. I just but
No, you're fine. It's like 1 a.m.
But I'm gonna still be at work tomorrow at this time, so
Yeah.
I was up a little earlier today than normal, but
If it makes you feel any better, I'm gonna be up at this time tomorrow probably.
at 1 in the morning.
Dude, I don't normally go to bed for like another hour, 2 hours.
Remember, I work nights and I've been working till 2 in the morning the last week.
Remember, my sleep schedule is all fucked to hell.
It's your own damn fault.
Yes, it is. Wake up at 9:30, take a nap in the middle of the day for an hour, wake back up, and be up till 2, 3 a.m.
I'm an old man.
You know what? My joints are older. You want to take x-rays and see who's got more arthritis in their joints?
I know, I think I have a decent amount already. But
I have the start of arthritis in my hip. And I know that my right foot's caked in arthritis. It's just the rest of the joints, other than the knees. I don't think I have arthritis in the knees yet. You know what's sad about that? I turned 30 in December, and I have as much arthritis as I do. Though I do need to get that arthritis scraped out one of these days. Where is Loco number 2? It's holding. So where is 1901? 1901 is about to pass. And the passenger cars should be at the tail end. 1900's back in Bryson already.
Bryson?
Yeah. Wait. It might be in Nantahala.
And they're all on it.
It's either in Bryson or Nantahala. Or Nantahala.
cars actually sit underneath the teleport.
What was that?
Kind of fun to see the teleport cars.
Yep.
Teleport from the tracks where you drop everything off.
Oh, to the chute tracks, and then to the like a progressive kind of thing. You must still be shunting up there?
I just went to look up there, see how things were going. Actually, I'm in the middle of switching at Appalachian Hardwood.
Okay. 1900, can reverse on down.
Number 5, all cold and watered, ready to go back towards, or to do whatever.
So I was using 510 and 1316 as, the designated coaling locomotives. Not coaling locomotives, the loaded cars coming out of Ella, going towards Silva. That's what their job was, because I needed the tractive effort. But I'm thinking what I'm going to do, because it's going to look...
Make more than one day.
Yeah, I'm not making more than one trip.
Why don't you want to make a trip in the middle of the night?
Because I'd rather make all the trips once. Speaking of that, settings, time, interchange served. I can get 2 more interchanges. We can see if we can get 1 more interchange in like 15 minutes. Do you think we can get the 71? Is the 71 hooked up to anything?
It's sitting in the engine shop at Kirkland.
Beautiful. I'm going to try to get it to Silva within the next 15 minutes.
If you're going to take it to Silva, you might as well... I guess if you want to do it in 15 minutes, you might not be able to do that. But
how many cars?
About 10 loaded cars.
I could probably do it. Yeah, I'm just going to make the trip and we'll see what happens.
So do you turn those passenger trains around right away and go back the other way, or do you wait a little while?
I pretty much run back right away, especially at 8 a.m. I can normally get a pretty full train going back. When it gets later in the day, like noon, I'll have them sit at Bryson together and wait. That's not what I wanted to hit. There we go. Okay, and I want this train. I don't even know if I'm actually going to get anything that's going to come out of Silva. And, well, so here's the thing. I actually probably have a half hour.
You set the time, can't you?
Yeah, I set it for 9 o'clock. What is your time read?
After 9.
Yours is 10 after 9?
Oh.
Do you want to know what mine reads?
8:10.
8:44.
You may need to get on Discord and say that, but good.
Well, I mean, and if you look at my YouTube videos, seriously, Well, you're at your computer. You can actually do it if you really wanted to. You can look at the last couple of videos and watch the beginning and
skip forward and see what the time is.
Yeah, skip to the end and see what the end time is. Because it does not add up. Like, okay, I start the game at 6 a.m. for interchange, right? Record for hour, 2 hours. It should read 8, not 7.
Huh?
Yep.
I joined you about 10:30, I think it was. 10:30, 10:45, 11. I think it was closer to 11.
Well, I can tell you. I'm not doing it that way. It was 8 something, according to my game. Keep in mind, this I think was the last video. And we're another hour in at least from when that dude connected and disconnected. You joined at 7:44, according to my game.
So an hour and a half ago, according to my game.
Same. Hour and a half an hour according to my game.
An hour and a half according to mine.
Yes.
Mine's a half hour off of yours.
Yes. Not to mention what the recording actually is off. Because that recording's going to be atrociously off, which is fine. I mean, it is what it is. Gets me better bonuses. But it does kind of stink when playing with somebody else.
Nope.
I mean, like I said.
It doesn't matter, but when you're playing with somebody, there's got to be something they can do in the game as clocks. But if your clock is not keeping up.
Yeah, because we definitely could not do, like, I know there's waypoints, or whatever it is, you know what I'm talking about.
We were doing timetables.
Oh yeah, if we were doing timetables, it'd be freaking horrible. I wouldn't want to play timetables with the way, I would not want to play timetables the way the game is currently set up.
Since
In multiplayer.
The time goes off of your computer. The timetable would always be on your computer, which means your passenger train would sit at passenger stations for a while because it take a while for the clock to catch up.
Yep. Yeah, I would not want to, but as a multiplayer, like if you and I were going to do waybills, I would not want to do waybills in multiplayer, the way that the game is currently set up. That's what I was trying to say, and my words didn't quite come out right.
But it's not the waybills. Oh, it's the timetable.
Yeah, not waybills, timetables. I told you my words don't come out right.
If you ran everything on train order and timetable, you would have a problem because we wouldn't have synchronized clocks.
You mean it'd be precision railroading at its finest.
SR. 500 train of coal cars is PSR.
PSR?
Precision scheduled railroading.
Yeah, PSR. Yeah, I was thinking, you know that track to the right? The other track on the back of the Bryson coaling tower there.
Okay.
I was thinking about putting those other 2 coaling cars there.
Right behind it there?
Yeah, right behind it there. The next switch over. I think that it's a runaround so that you could actually go to the turntable off that track, but I never used that.
Yeah. It's also access to Bryson Coal and Lumber, but if you're not servicing Bryson Coal and Lumber, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, and I'm not. I wonder if they don't do the thing. I wonder if it's not set up down there at the Bryson Coal and Lumber where the truck would go under the track and they load the truck right off of the train car without a conveyor or anything or shovels or anything. They just dump directly into the truck.
The cars are elevated, so they're dumping either onto the ground or into a truck.
Which I would just dump directly into the truck.
It depends on how high it is.
Very
It may not be
true.
high enough for the truck.
Very true. Because I know prototypical, you could do that prototypically.
Alright.
But prototypically, there's also narrow gauge railroads that were a 20% incline, and you needed like 3 locomotives to push a single empty car up the hill. And we're talking geared locomotives. Yeah, I don't think I'm quite gonna make it in time.
Slow your clock in.
Because I'm down to 10 minutes now. Hurry up, get somebody else in game. We'll see if we can really crash this thing.
So you're saying you say 850 now?
Yeah, it's 8:50.
Mine says 919. Oh, 29 minutes ahead.
Yep. So Sculpt Mold is more of a landscape. Yeah, you told me that. You use it more for landscape to build things up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same.
Oh, I wonder if the J... Oh, wait, the J70's not hooked into that. That's fine. That's fine. Ooh! Where did that money come from? Passengers from Silva. Oh, let's see here. There's the passenger car. We really should have you one of these days teach me how to do the waybill. Not waybill, timetable. One of these days, maybe. I feel like it's going to confuse the hell out of me, at least the first couple of times setting one up. But after that, I would assume that I should be fine.
It's not that bad.
I tried to set it up on my own. It did not go well. I couldn't...
Tutorial to set it up?
Huh?
Did you watch tutorial on how to set it up?
How smart do you think I am? I think you're giving me too much credit.
Have you not paid attention to YouTube University?
So is now a bad time to tell you that I did not know that there was a YouTube University? Well, that's a lie. I knew about it. I use it for automotive stuff. And I used it to put mods on my computer, too. I tried to use it for editing, and then I kind of said to hell with the editing aspect of it. Because I would rather have somebody teach me how to edit in person. There's some things like that, though, that are just easier if you just do it in person.
There's a switch line against you, buddy.
Yes, that's fine. Oh, well, 5,000 might need to stop. I should probably go set that up.
Hey, you might have
Control F. There we go. Maybe it would have been fine. Maybe it will be fine. Where's the loco number? There it is.
come to watch it.
You come to see how quick we get to the scene of the accident?
I see Tram slowing down.
Yes. And I only have 6 minutes before the interchange shows up, if there's going to be anything in that interchange. Which I'm very curious to see if there will be anything in that interchange. I can get rid of that fusee because it's in the way. Or not in the way.
Didn't run into each other.
It's not your railroad. I don't want that to happen on mine. You're playing sandbox anyway right now. It don't matter if I do it to yours.
Depends on which version I load up, buddy.
Well, that's a you problem, not a me problem. You should give me that information first. Oh, we gotta get you to get the Jeep 38 mods. They now have it where there's BNSF libraries now.
Makes me think someone
What?
they went BNSF.
You know what? You're right. Why not Amtrak? See how quick I can put that in the dirt. And I don't feel bad about bitching about Amtrak because I've bitched about Amtrak on my channel I don't know how many times. Like, I hate Amtrak with a passion.
Have you ever ridden?
When you're a passenger train and you cannot go a year without an accident, I really don't want to ride on you. Or ride on your passenger train. I'm not into that. I appreciate the offer, but I'm not into that. But, so, my thing is, with Amtrak, since, what is it, 1970 to 1972 they were founded, which is fine and dandy. I don't have any problems with that.
1971.
1971 they were founded. Okay. They cannot go more than 8 months without an accident. Most of their accidents have happened 6 months apart. Okay. I feel like if you are a passenger service, that should not be the case. By any means. I feel like you definitely need to have a better safety record than that. It has to be. And I don't think that you should get tax breaks because you can't keep up with the rulings on the PTC. Your rails should be positive train controlled no matter what if you're a passenger train. Now, whether you need to pay for it or the actual railroad needs to pay for it, I don't care. But your locomotives and your rail lines all need to be PTC controlled. There's no way around it. Not only that, you should also have your crossing gates PTC controlled. If there is a train if there's a car on the track that's stopped there for more than 2-3 seconds, you should get a signal in the cab that tells you that and shuts down your locomotive right away. It's not something where it should be pissed around about. And I know that...
There's at least one problem with that statement. That is, cars can get onto crossings quicker than that train could stop to avoid hitting.
Yes, but then you look at the tractor-trailer accidents.
Oh yeah, there are definitely situations where the signals or the train should have known ahead of time that there was an issue there. Some of that is the American public not knowing that, hey, there's a little blue placard on that crossing signal that tells you where you are and a phone number to call.
Well, and I didn't even know that until I started talking to you, and that was 2 years ago. And I'm not going to sit here and say that these are going to solve all of the problems. I'm just sitting here saying these are going to solve a lot of the problems and they're going to help a lot. You know what I mean? PTC is a wonderful tool, but it's not foolproof. Nothing is ever foolproof 100%. You can't make something 100% foolproof. All it takes is one idiot, you know? Sometimes.
Like the one I'm talking to.
Huh?
So you mean like the one I'm talking to?
Hey, I was going to throw myself under the bus. I didn't need any help. But yeah, I mean, sometimes I'm that idiot. I can break shit and you'll be like, how the hell did you do that? I have a gift. I don't know what you want to hear from me, but I have a gift.
Oh.
But I mean, I really do feel like that would help with a lot of the issues. And I know that Amtrak has been ordered by the United States government that it needs to be PTC compliant. And I know a lot of its rail lines still are not PTC compliant. Which I get it from a money standpoint when you're hemorrhaging money that much. But at the same time, I think the government needs to loosen up on Amtrak. To give Amtrak credit where credit is due, I think that the government needs to loosen up on Amtrak and sit there and go, okay, it's not making money going from California to New Orleans. And I don't know if that's the correct numbers or not. But if it's not making money from California to New Orleans, then don't have it run from California to New Orleans. If it's not worth it, if they're not turning a profit, then be done with it. And just run where, what, New York, New Hampshire,
So,
Northeast Corridor, I think is what you called it.
okay. The unfortunate side of that is that the way the government set up Amtrak,
Yep.
Amtrak was supposed to be an alternative mode of transportation to flying.
Yep.
It was never meant to compete with the airline. That's part of the reason that they don't have the funding and they don't make the money.
Yeah.
It's also part of the reason that the Northeast Corridor is so much better, because in the Northeast Corridor, they can actually compete with the airline.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I absolutely think, and this is me talking, and I'm pro train all the way around. I think if it was marketed right, it's cheaper to go by rail, and I could be wrong. I don't have numbers pulled up in front of me, but I would believe that it is cheaper by rail to go from here in South Dakota, where we're located. I'm not giving the actual town because I don't like doing that. But
I might point out, you can't go from South Dakota.
I know because Amtrak doesn't.
Only state in the Continental 48 that does not have Amtrak service, even a little bit.
But
now there are other states like Wyoming and Idaho that have just a fairly little snippet of it. South Dakota has nothing.
But so let's say we got Amtrak. It was supposed to run from Rapid City and Pierre and down and around. It would have been somewhere in our area. Kind of. Not really, but kind of. It would have been a couple hours away. But
there's no viable route for Amtrak to South Dakota,
but hypothetically speaking, I would assume it would be cheaper to go from here in South Dakota over to California so that I could see some relatives.
We received 3 cars at the interchange, buddy.
It was totally worth it. But to go see family members versus fly, you know what I mean? I feel like it would be cheaper. I'm not going to say it would be safer, but I would assume that it would be cheaper.
You would actually be surprised about how similar those things actually are in price.
Yeah, we had this conversation actually. Well, there too, I think if you budgeted it correctly, how many passengers are on an Amtrak train? You know what I mean?
I have no idea.
Post-COVID and pre-COVID numbers. You know what I mean?
We're definitely down post.
Oh, yeah. And then you look at the ticket fares. And then adjust for inflation. Because if we're going to compare apples, we compare the rotten apples with the rotten apples. And the good apples with the good apples. You know?
And 5,000 didn't even get close to this whole run.
How far out is it?
Hold on.
But I feel like if you actually had the numbers, if Amtrak actually got the numbers it needed to be sustainable, say every coach was actually full, or not every coach was full, but it was decently full enough, I feel like ticket prices could also come down. Whereas the airlines, they actually oversell everything. you know?
And bump people.
Yup, for other people. But if railroad, say Amtrak actually had the numbers it needed, I feel like Amtrak would actually be able to do it at a cheaper price. If that makes sense. That ticket price would come down. I don't.
Makes sense. The problem is you're not going to get enough people that want to travel by rail because of how much longer it takes to get from point A to point B on rail than it does to fly.
See, but that's where you market it correctly. And you go, you want to see this great country the way that it's supposed to be seen, or the best way to see it? Jump on the train, you know, and you can see all of the beauty of the landscape. It's not just hop in a plane and just see squares.
In today's economy, in today's world,
Time is money. Time is money.
everything now, I want it now. I mean, think about the number of people that are hugely in debt because they've gone out with their credit cards and they've bought these huge TVs and these designer suits and they've got a $100,000 vehicle that they're paying on and etc. People want everything and they want it now. They do not want to work to earn the money, things so that they can buy things when it is available without having to borrow money. Every time you borrow money, actually spend more money on that object because you have to pay interest too.
Hey, you were shunting at Appalachian Hardwood, you said, right?
It was. I'm in Bryson now at the yard.
If I head to Bryson, well, I'm gonna head to Bryson regardless of what you have to say about it. I have some cars on the tail end of this train that are for Appalachian Hardwood.
Oh, I saw.
They've been slowly making their way. And I still need to go to the Silva interchange and see what's waiting for me there. See if it's even really worth picking up. I mean, it's going to be worth it, but is it worth picking up now compared to later? Okay, 2 is on its way to Bryson now.
It's 2?
2 and 13, 16 still MU'd until 2 runs out of coal. That would still be something interesting if they implemented in the game. I know you mentioned somebody was talking about wanting it. The train goes boom because the train goes boom. Yeah, it's just a car for Appalachian Hardwood and 2 for the sawmill. So nothing really worth picking up right now. I mean, theoretically, a guy could get. You don't have the S6 tram, but a guy could get the S6 tram.
Are you going to set those passenger trains up to go the other direction?
One of them was picking up passengers. I should get 1901 on that. I don't know if 1900 was set up yet.
I haven't looked at either one of them. We haven't been at Bryson. I am headed towards
I believe I was waiting on 5,000 to send 9. Is that one on its way back? 1900 might be on its way back already. 1900 is on its way towards Bryson right now. Yeah, technically from Almond right now, but yeah, Nantahala. Nantahala, Nantahala, whatever it is. It's something.
It's something.
Yep.
Ella right now.
What was that?
I am out to Ella.
You're down in Ella now?
Oh, I'm on the way to Ella, from Bryson to Ella.
Ah.
The moment running one edge.
Which one did you leave? Oh, you're running both, but only one's actually hooked up. They're not immued together. Are you gonna be hooking up those other cars in Ella at the coal mine then?
I will see what I feel like doing when
Okay. And they are fully loaded. Those
once.
locomotives are fully loaded.
Yes.
Okay.
Cold and watered, both of them.
Yep, that's what I meant. I'm glad that you're learning what I mean. I'm sitting here at Ella. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I
There
lost
were 10,
count.
but I don't know how many are there now.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I can't be right.
I am kind of just with the transport mod, with cars coming from two different interchanges, it would mix and match them, or if it would keep them to the same size.
You're saying with since you run Andrews.
Actually, I'm not running Andrews on that one, but yes. Do you have enough coal cars to come in at the Silva interchange to run a whole train?
Yes.
You've got enough cars into the other interchange. In this case, for me, it's the Epps interchange.
Yep.
To run a second train.
Correct.
If you run them into the coal mine on two different tracks, will they transport to two different tracks, or will they intermix so you have to sort out Ella and Silva cars on the other side?
Oh, fuck that if they've mixed. I mean, for you, you'd enjoy that because you like doing the switching.
To a point, yes.
Because when you say intermix, I'm thinking every other car is mixed.
I'm not sure it would, I don't know if it would be quite that bad, but it makes me wonder. It makes me wonder enough to want to pull up my save with the patch and see what happens in the Ella or in the Kirkland mine, just to see it. I've got cars at Kirkland mine right now from the two different interchanges.
Dude, just the thought of it. Do you know what it makes me want to go do?
You can't say on YouTube.
I'm not afraid to say drink on YouTube.
That wasn't what I was thinking.
Sudoku?
I was thinking something else like making yourself unalive.
Oh, yeah, the unaliving, yeah. The things I joke about at work with my coworkers.
That phrase, but not other phrases. Yeah.
The dueling with steak knives, now that I said knives, it doesn't matter.
YouTube is so stupid on some of that stuff.
So, when it comes to my channel, I'm not so much of, oh, I'm not going to talk about knives, I'm not going to talk about guns, I'm not going to talk about train derailments, I'm not going to talk about death. My thing is it's the same thing as you walking up and talking to me off the street. Well, not quite the same. I mean, I'm in the comfort of my own home. I'm going to say some more things probably than what I would say to a stranger, but
it's a bit of a monetized channel, monetization puts restrictions on those things.
I only have 144 subscribers. I'll enjoy the not having to worry about the strictness until I have to worry about the strictness. A little bit.
Monetization because of things that YouTube does. And it's stupid.
Well,
like
shit.
I saw a video. I'm serious. I saw a video from a gentleman whose video got demonetized because the model aircraft that he was showing had a on the back of it.
It had a what on it?
To German aircraft.
Oh,
it was
yeah.
Painted, German aircraft would have been painted in 1945, 45, 42, 41. And they called it hate speech.
Yeah, it's stupid. Well, okay, so here's the thing. So, you can have videos that are free, whatever the hell, right? Free use or whatever, free watch or whatever the fuck it is. And
you're talking about fair use? Where you can use some copyrighted material?
What I'm talking about is... So, I don't say I didn't swear in this video at all. Period.
Yep.
It could be marketed for kids. Okay, it could be marketed for kids. I can say we could go on a tangent about, we're not going to because I don't know enough about them and I have no interest in learning about them, but we could go on a tangent about dildos. And the counterparts that are pocket somethings. And it could be marketed for children. Because of the YouTube algorithm. I have seen that where somebody swears up a storm in a video and it gets marketed for children. And you're sitting there and you're like, parents really need to not use YouTube as a fucking babysitter.
I might tell you that YouTube has nothing to do with whether a video is marked for children or not.
It's some third party or...
No, it's the creator.
No, YouTube can go in and change it. It's not necessarily the creator.
You can change it, but the creator is the one that tells it. And the reason I say that is YouTube got sued over advertising.
Yep.
Targeting children on certain videos. And YouTube basically dissolved themselves from all responsibility of whether the video, the content of the video, is targeted to children or not, by making it the content creator's job to say yes or no. And if it is targeted towards children by the content creator, it doesn't put targeted monetization. It will still put monetization, but it's not targeted like other monetization is.
But they also have an AI that still goes in and will change that stuff. There was a huge issue with that, and it's still going on.
Dude, why did you not stop?
I don't know what the Loco's doing.
Well, it's going to stop or it's going to run into me. I'm just going to sit here and wait and find out. Oh, they're just going to stare at each other.
So, I have a question for you. Are you going to want copies of these videos?
I don't care. Because I haven't captured my point of view.
No, I get that. I mean, you could have. You could have definitely been doing that.
You need to come to the bridge site outside of Ella.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. How many are in the dirt?
Oh, they stopped.
They stopped?
Look,
Oh,
they saw my
oh,
screen.
oh, 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 whoo. Are they coupled on yours?
My two are coupled. Their engines are not coupled to it.
Yeah, that's what I was asking.
Are you running
That's,
Waypoint?
yeah, that was Waypoint.
That's why you just went right through the switch instead of stopping at it. That's where signals would be good. Because the signal would have made you stop.
Yeah, but your bow would not have puckered as much.
Hey, it's not my railroad. I don't care if they collide.
Hey, that's
You
my
gotta make
line.
the manual and just ram into you.
Okay, so where is the nearest?
It's just back the line just a little bit, Ella.
Yeah. I'll back this on up to Ella because I'm pretty sure this is just Robinson Gap.
I think you have a car. Actually, I think you have a car at the back for. Ella.
Oh, yeah, that's for, yeah. Yeah. If I put, you're gonna go up to Kirkland, aren't you?
I was going to.
Okay, I'll leave it with you.
Hey, you get out of the way so I can go into the siding and then I'll grab it from the back of the train.
Oh, that works. That works.
Where are you at? Are you running around on the ground somewhere?
I'm in Ella using Waypoint.
I mean, your character.
Yeah, running around in Ella using Waypoint.
You know what I mean?
My character's in Ella. Is that what you wanted?
I was just wondering where your character was. I'm watching the train from overhead. My character's in. And now I see.
I do like synchronized chuffs.
I thought it was in. Yeah. Guess I'm in it.
I will say I do really like recording with somebody else helping out.
Got somebody to have dialogue with?
Exactly. And there's way more of a back and forth. That's part of the reason why I like to live stream. Because then I can communicate with other people. It's not just, okay, I'm going to sit here and play a game. And I'm going to sit here and explain exactly why I'm doing what I'm doing. It's, okay, now you have questions for why I'm doing what I'm doing that I would not have come up with, so here's more answers.
I'm just thinking if you ever want to do live stream where you can invite people to join the game, that we should probably set up a separate Discord for it. Set up a separate server so that we're not using our server, if you know what I mean by that.
Yeah, not just have one where it's you and me, or you, me, and Jordan, or
random strangers that we've invited to be on our Discord are not on the Discord that is our group of friends.
Yep, I got you.
A different Discord.
Which I don't even think I have a Discord that's for everybody, if you get my meaning.
Well, I've got 2 servers on my channel. on Discord. I don't know why I have two. I've got one set up for the four of us that played together.
Yep.
The other one I think just automatically set up when I signed up for Discord.
Okay, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna unhook this car.
You just unhook that car and then you can head the other direction once I clear the crowd at the other end.
Or I just tell waypoint to go and then it just goes on its own.
You'll run right into my...
Maybe, maybe not. One way to find out.
I have on my own save. I derailed like 7 cars with a waypoint move. I was not pleased.
I had a switch that was furloughed by the Camelback. And the AI decided it was going to take out the Camelback. I was not the happiest. I think it's on a video. Be like the last. Off of this one, it's within the last 4.
You gonna switch all those cars in Bryson and up to Robinson Gap?
Really, all of them are Robinson Gap except for like the last 3, I think it is. But I don't think I'm gonna leave the Appalachian Hardwood cars. Oh shit, that's an
There's no
well.
engine there to switch Appalachian Hardwood now, but you could drop them in the yard at Bryson and come back and on Robinson Gap.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. How late are you
thinking? Train movement now? No.
What one?
One is moving. One in Silva is not moving.
Okay.
The other one's almost to Alarka Junction already.
There we go. That one will be moving. They're just going to move at different times. It's fine. They're not going to meet up for a while. That's okay.
They have it sit in Bryson while you wait for the other one?
Maybe. It depends on how many passengers I end up with. Uh, 5,000 can be coupled up. Oh, do I want to make a really bad run? Or do I just want to wait? Do you think the F-71 Santa Fe is a little bit overkill for 3 cars?
Yes.
I don't think so. I think it's the perfect amount.
Go for it.
You haven't downloaded... Never mind, I gotta end the video. I'm at an hour 59 again. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next one. See you guys later. Bye.